Guess what? This moment will change everything. Bessie is ready to storm back into prison for David's final interview, but just as Bessie stepped out, Zach was like a lost cowboy with no clue. Meanwhile, Bessie was fuming, questioning David. "Why did you lie to me?" David calmly replied. Just as he stepped out of the lawyer's office, the guy appeared like a ghost. David said, "The stalker is Dusty, who was once the top guard in prison, a real legend." Dusty turned out to be a crazy death penalty abolitionist, more radical than anyone. He planned to go to any lengths to achieve, but he got fired for hitting someone at a protest. And when Constance took over, she kept him. What a plot twist. Dusty has always idolized Constance. They were like best buds. Turns out he thinks David off Constance. So he threw David under the bus with plenty of testimonies. Bessie thought, is it jealousy? But David cleared his name, saying he never dated Constance. Bessie was speechless. What's going on here? If David never dated her, how did they have a connection? Bessie was panicking, looking for David's explanation. David suddenly asked Constance about his biggest regret. Constance replied, "Too busy working to enjoy life." So, to fulfill Constance's wish, they ended up well. You get it. David wasn't just being sympathetic, he actually liked Constance. After hearing this, Bessie had a light bulb moment. She realized the person framing David was Dusty, jealous of his relationship with Constance. Bessie wanted to prove David's innocence, but time was too short. David's execution was tomorrow. However, David seemed to have seen through life and death. Seeing Bessie's guilt, he began to pour out his feelings. He told Bessie he wasn't expecting her to save him, but wanted her to tell his son what kind of man his father really was. Bessie wasn't about to give up. She wouldn't let an innocent soul vanish just like that. Back at her hotel, she organized all the clues and reviewed the entire case again. Yesterday at 6 p.m., David was executed. Bessie returned. What a dedicated detective. She ended up taping her mouth, putting a plastic bag over her head, trying to reenact Constance's choking death. What a crazy lab scientist she was. Oh my God, Bessie, this is what's at stake. You absolutely need evidence. You must stop the system's madness. If she wanted to die, why not now? This group's evidence is undeniable. Go record it and gather that evidence. As you know, the deceased left clues in the room. It's so obvious. No way, absolutely not. She needs help, someone to protect her. In that moment, Bessie finally understood the whole truth. Dusty was the one who had the tape of the truth. Bessie recalled what David said. Dusty was a zealot who would stop at nothing to achieve his goals. According to Constance's plan, Dusty was supposed to reveal the truth at the right moment after David was convicted. But Dusty thought letting David die innocently would be way more shocking and impactful. This would better prove the flaws in the death penalty system, and that tape was definitely hidden somewhere by him. Bessie snuck into Dusty's place while she was away and quickly found a package. The package was labeled for Bessie at a magazine. Upon opening it, she found a box of tapes. She immediately checked the contents, and it confirmed her suspicions. It was all Constance and Dusty's plan. They aimed to use Constance's death to prove the flaws in the current death penalty laws and force the authorities to abolish it. The truth finally surfaced, and Bessie hurriedly headed to the prison with the tape. Lo and behold, Dusty outside just watched as Bessie took the tape and did nothing to stop her. Meanwhile, supporters of the death penalty abolition rallied outside the execution site, demanding the stop of David's. When Bessie arrived, it was too late. David was executed at 6:12 p.m. Bessie was devastated. Her efforts failed, so she exposed the truth through the media. Truth's revelation blew up the media, highlighting flaws in the death penalty system through David's death. Instantly, a flood of supporters for abolishing the death penalty appeared, but the governor insisted it was reasonable. That day, Bessie received another package, which turned out to be from David. Upon opening it, it was another tape. She was utterly bewildered and quickly checked the content. It showed Dusty and Constance's entire plan. Bessie was left speechless. At that moment, she finally understood that the plan involved not just Constance and Dusty, but also David and the lawyer. That's why David refused top lawyers to defend him after being arrested for shocking revelation. Ever since Bolin wrecked David's life, he resolved to use his own death to expose the flaws in the death penalty system. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe.